welcome in to another edition of Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. I'm Jennings Bernard, your host. As always, I really do appreciate you tuning in and being a part of this program. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil is on the air. You know what we do here as usual. We talk business, legal, social, whatever affects you in this community, we will talk about it. We talk of politics. You know that politics is everything and everything is politics. Welcome in. I really do appreciate you. Well, the political season is on the rise. That's right. And we are pointing out some things about these so-called wannabe politicians and these individuals who want to take pot shots. Well, take all the shots you want because I got my microphone. I'm here every day. I'm going to continue to raise the issues that need to be raised in this community. It's up to you whether you want to be hoodwinked, bamboozled, and ran amok over in our community. You know, we got a bunch of sloppy Joes in our community that's in position. And this message that was sent to me uh, from a comment that Tawana Murphy made. And I really don't have to respond, but I sent a text message back to this person that sent me the text in regard to something Tawana Murphy said. I remember people used to say there are certain people, when it comes to what they say, you don't even have to respond to it. But I responded back to the person that sent me the text and just let them know that Tawana Murphy and the people are fed up with your foolery and your stupidity and your lack of professionalism. And people are wondering how in the hell did the people in that district vote you into office? And now the people in your district realize what a mistake they made in electing you. You are a disgrace to yourself, to anyone that thought you had a thought in your brain, but they see now that you don't. They see now that you're not worthy to be in a position. You know, I give people credit to the point that every now and then we make mistakes. And we're supposed to learn from our mistakes. And as you see how this woman act in public, how she go to people's houses because you evidently didn't pay the rent for Tawana Murphy and they put you out. And you're going to go there trying to threaten this female. One was issued in regard to your actions. If you couldn't pay the rent, then you expect to be evicted. But you're going to get mad with somebody putting you out of their property because you couldn't pay the rent. That goes to show you what type of person it is. And see, the problem with you, Tawana Murphy, and understand this. When you lose, as I told someone, I will point you in the direction where you can get some help because you need some help. And the people realize they made a mistake putting you in that position to represent, as you would say, I'm representing the children. No, you're not. You're trying to represent yourself. But that's all I got to say about that. We're going to continue to say that you're not qualified. You're not decent enough to be qualified. You're not what the little bird, as I often say, what left on the limb. You know what the little bird left on the limb. You're not even that much. You are a pitiful of a woman. You do things that not even woman-like. And people know that now. And I believe, without a doubt, they will not elect you again. But if they do, it says volume to the people that you represent. I'm Jennings Bernard. You've been listening to Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. Let's get into this. Here we go again. And one interview after another interview that we see your leader of your city, Paul Young, making statements again in regard to the National Guard and the help that they have provided here. I don't care about your politics. What I care about is the people in this city and the lives that have been saved, the children that have been found, the criminals that have been arrested since they've been here. Well, you got to understand, under your leadership, Paul Young, you did not provide those many arrests in those areas that the Safe Task Force has done since they've been here. But you wanna keep your political base, the misused and confused individuals that don't know any better, that put you in there and don't realize that you've been bought, you've been paid for, you are doing what the people who put you into office wanted you to do. And you're doing those things, but your time will run out as well. To say that crime was down before they got here, you know that's a lie. Everything that comes out of your mouth here lately or for quite a while has been nothing but lies. You didn't tell the people what you was going to do in regard to the hotel that they paid for and eventually won't be owning it. You didn't tell them you was going to do that. If you had, do you think that the people would have put you in office? And we're coming to the point that we are getting better than we were last year. Some of these individuals who have been sitting in these positions for years upon years and haven't done anything for your community, it's time for you to wake up. Think about it. Some have been there 20 years, and whatever political position they're in, and they have been representing you all of those years, and you're not better off than you were when they first came in. See, when you get elected to a position, you ought to be able to tell the people and show the people the things that you have done that benefit them. And see, let's straighten up something so you can understand. When you elect an individual and put them in office, you want them to represent you and you want to see results from their representation. But you haven't seen that. You look at your community, and I keep telling you, your community reflects the representation that you have representing you. Now, when you look around in your community, from City Hall to Nashville, Tennessee, and if any of those people represent you, and you look in your community and see the devastation in your community, to see the like of representation, potholes, and the blight as we continue to talk about. I want you to pay attention to those things. I want you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that if you're not getting the representation, then you have poor representation. And they want to talk about the budget, but everybody else seems to be doing okay with the budget. They're spending money on hotels. They're spending money everywhere else. They are raising your taxes, and you still don't see anything or benefit from their representation. What we're here trying to do is to inform you. Now, keep in mind, I could be doing many other things. Not right now because there's snow in the way. The ice is no longer snow, it's just slick ice. And by the way, be careful if you got to go out, but don't go out. Just stay home, enjoy yourself. Get a big bowl of soup or chili or whatever you're going to enjoy and just enjoy yourself. But in the meantime, I look forward to this time on every day that I'm here to come to you and talk to you. But I can say everything and talk to you about the problems we have in this community. And if you don't do anything for it, that's on you. But I know what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do the right thing because when I have somebody that call themselves a representative, I expect something from them. And when I don't get it, I do not vote for them. You haven't got it in North or South Memphis, but other representatives all over the city that's not in the North or the South, but in the East and part of the West are getting what they deserve, but you're not. And I'm just trying to wake up the community, especially the Black community, because you are the one that's being neglected. You are the one that's being sold out and bought out through your representative. I often tell you it's all about the slave master buying the slave. And when those contributions come in from the slave master to the slave, as we would say, overseer of the district, and that's all they are. They are overseers of the district, meaning they are overseers of the slaves that they represent. The overseer get the money from the slave master to do the slave master's bidding. And the bidding is not to represent you well. It is for you to still have potholes in your community because of the elected official that they are getting this money to is not taking care of you. And that's the game. But you are more powerful in your district, in your community, in North and South, than the overseer and the slave master. Because once you become powerful enough, unified enough to go to the poll and vote out the overseer that the slave master has given contribution to keep you down, then you have more power than the Negro overseer that you call a representative. You have more power than the slave master who has given this Negro representative to keep his foot on your neck where you don't benefit from anything because he's already been paid by the slave master through the contributions to keep you down. I believe that in my opinion. I sit here and watch it. I have the insight. I hear the noise that they talk about. I hear the laughter coming from them, knowing that they don't have to do anything but just wait for the season to come and to run up in your face again and say, elect me, I'll set you free. And you're still in bondage. If you think I'm lying, look at your community. You are in bondage. And until you decide to come out of bondage, until you decide to study to show thyself approved, then you will see that you will have a better situation. You have to set a line and an agenda for the people that you elected. My question to anyone who comes on this show, if they come or we talk about them, will you be in favor of all elected officials being drug tested? That's the question I'm going to ask anybody that come here. And you will see whether it's yay or nay, or see will they tell you yes because they know they are not going to get that pass. But I just like to ask those questions in regard to those individuals who want to represent you. I would like to know if they own drugs or they're doing drugs. Wouldn't you? Because here we are now. It's about a job more than it's about representing you. And I don't mind stepping on people's toes. That's what I do. I have no hesitation or reservation about it when I see that the people that you put in office are not representing you and doing the right thing by you. But everybody else seems to be getting the best of representation when you do not. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to wake up. And as we say, wake up your family members. If they live in your house and they can vote, you're the stronghold of your household, supposedly. And if they're in your household, sitting around doing nothing and they can vote, you need to make sure that they vote. And sometimes in life, you have to give them a push. Sometimes you have to push them to do the right thing. And if you push them and they say they're too grown to hear what you got to say, then they don't need to be in your house. I know they wouldn't be in mine if I told either one of my sons to do something and they said they wouldn't do it and they still live with me, they wouldn't be in my house no matter what. Because in your house, you're supposed to be in control of it. But when babies are having babies and babies feel like they're more powerful than the mother, the father, who helped to bring them into this world, then time for them to go. It's time for them to get out of your house. It's time for you to make some noise in your house so you can have a better life in your community. Instead of you sitting around being the last to get anything that comes your way that you deserve by way of your tax dollars. I'm just trying to enlighten you. You know, I hear people all the time, and when they think they want to criticize me, oh, you ran for this, you never was elected. Let me tell y'all something, you understand, that you may not understand, that I know. They was afraid to elect me because they know the earth would move, the trees would tumble, because when I said something, you would be able to hear it all over this city. That's what I would have brought to the table, but it's fine. And you can keep saying he's talking and he never been elected. But I've seen a whole lot of fools that have been elected and haven't done one thing for you. But you want to talk about what I haven't done. Don't worry about what I haven't done. Guess what? I'm still here, mighty and strong, doing what I do. You sitting here with the powers and can't do nothing because you can't vote to strengthen, to protect, to serve your people. You told Paul Young you didn't want C.J. Davis. He didn't think about you because he couldn't remove her because his agenda and what he was told by the people who put the money in his campaign that you couldn't move. Now, I would ask Paul to come on. He come on to everybody else's show. Come on this show and let's debate your actions. Let's debate your disrespect for the people that put you in office, that told you what they wanted, and you didn't do it because you couldn't. And that's what my job is. That's the way I look at it. And my assignment is to keep you informed on these people that you're putting in office and doing nothing for you. Everybody that voted for that AI voted against your health, your physical health, in my opinion. You tell me those turbines are not doing something to damage you in the long run. But you had all those silly clowns that sit on that city council, along with the clown that's in the mayor's office. The boy that can't do a man's job because he's been bought and paid for it. And all of you all are realizing that now. Y'all are saying, man, this boy is weak. How did he get there? He got there because they hooked him, line and sinker, over you. You fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. You fell for it. He got in there, and now you see. And they're getting ready now for the race into 2028. They're getting ready now to do the same thing again over on you. And all the politicians are doing in that mayor seat, they get you to get them in the office for the 8 year, 2 terms, and they walk away like a fat rat on a piece of cheese. Bank account is full because they leave $77.7 million deficit. And the new administration comes in and don't even want to address that. It's a money thing. It's a money thing, and it's always been a money thing. And they're doing it not behind closed doors anymore. They're getting these Negroes. They are buying them, putting them in place, and they're dealing with you with the Jim Crow mentality to keep you down, to keep their foot on your neck. I'm talking about our own people who are in position that think they're voting on your behalf and know they're lying and know they're not doing what's right for you, but they want to stay in politics. They want to stay in the position, the power, the money, the prestige, while you're suffering. And Fannie Lou Hamer said at some point you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired of being pushed down to the ground. But they said that truth pressed to the earth shall rise again. And it will. It will rise if you rise up and start looking at the people that you're going to vote for. It's time out for this. And I would say to anybody who's running, make sure you do the right thing if you are elected. Because if you're not, there's change coming. It's a different time in 26. I believe that this election in this year will send a powerful message And if it don't, then you're stuck in that position. Because this is the time, every now and then, you get that opportunity to make change. If you make it, you make a difference. Sometimes you don't, then you're stuck in the position. The funeral homes is making all kinds of money because of the weak leadership you have in this community. If there can be a difference made by others coming in here to help us with the crime element, and last I checked, we are still the most violent city in America. The crime rate is going down, but we still hold that title. Why? See, titles are given to you by way of your leadership, whether it's good or whether it's bad. And the leadership in Memphis is bad. And they know they're bad. And they will lie to you, they will fix numbers that make you believe that they're doing a good job. It's all about them and the paycheck. And it's about keeping you down and keeping their foot on your neck because you don't matter to the people that you put in office that look like you and I. I see it every day. I see it in the courtrooms when I used to go down there. Who are the majority of the people that are in the courtroom? Black folks. Who are the majority of the people being arrested? Are black folks. If you think I'm lying, go to the courtroom. In any courtroom you go in Memphis and Shelby County, and tell me what race is the majority in the courtroom. That should say something to you for the leadership, because if the leadership was strong, if the leadership was true to what you wanted them to do, you would not have the situation you have in Memphis. Memphis is in chaos. Memphis, under the last 2 or 3 administrations, you look at it, it was never a top priority about solving crime. It was about politics. It was about politicians. It's always been about the money, and the money controlled the city of Memphis while you are suffering. If you would just look at your situation, then you would mount up and make a change. Let us make this change. Let us do what is necessary for us to do in this upcoming election. I can sit here and continue every day telling you what we need to do, but it's up to you to do it. It's up to you to make that change. And if you don't make that change, you're going to be in this position, as I say over and over again, you're going to be in this position. Other people who are in the position to sit back and relax and enjoy life, and they know better because they're doing better. And those who try to help you, and they see you don't want to help yourself, they sit back, fold their arms, and just laugh and say, it is what it is. But I'm saying to you, it is what it is, but at the same time, you can do better because it's time for a change. And people are becoming aware of this. They are talking about this. And those individuals that's caught up in the politics of it, they're caught up and try to tell you you're wrong from thinking different from what they want you to think. You're not wrong, you're right, because they're trying to persuade you to come over to their side to keep the foot on your neck and to keep you in their position. They never want you to get out of the position that you're in, so they got these individuals that they can buy to keep you down and don't want you to rise up. And that's a shame. That's a shame that they would do it, but it's a shame that you would allow them to do it. It's time for you to get up. It's time for you to make a difference. And you can do that if you would just organize yourself. I'm going to keep doing what I do. I'm going to keep talking about this situation in Memphis. I'm going to keep telling the world about Memphis. And I'm telling you that you don't want the world to look at you as a place that you better not go to Memphis. Comedians now, in their headlines, in their joke telling, they tell it as a joke in Memphis. You better not go to Memphis. Just Google some of these comedians, and you hear them talking about Memphis and how crazy Memphis is. Memphis used to be the talk of the town, talk of the world in a good way. But now it's a joke, and it all comes down to the poor leadership. We're going to get this information. As soon as this weather clears, we're going to get the information as to who's running, the positions that they're running for. And we're going to call them. If they come on, fine. If they don't, we'll scratch it off and say they didn't want to come on and talk to you. Now, if they didn't want to come on and talk to you and then they go to somewhere, see, understand, they won't come to you where you are the stronghold of the electoral process in this community. Right now, we are the majority of the electors as it relates to electing people. You are the majority. Everybody needs the black vote. You get people coming in across line and going into your community, your churches, interrupting your worship service, the politics in your church. And I'm saying politician, and I'm going to say this to you. Guarantee you, them same politicians that would interrupt your Sunday morning service and that preacher would allow them to interrupt it will not go to Bellevue Baptist out there on Appleton Road and go into that church or be allowed to go into that church and talk politics during their worship hour. Only in Memphis. I didn't allow it when I pastored. But only in Memphis in the black church can people come into your worship hour, your meditation time with the Lord, to interrupt you, to talk politics and lie to you, make promises, swearing, and knowing that they're not going to keep in them, but they interrupt your worship service. What does that say about the pastor who will allow people to come in to your worship service when you're trying to get your spiritual needs filled? They interrupt you when you bring people into politics during your worship hour. Ladies and gentlemen, until we stop allowing things, and tell your pastor, we don't need politicians coming up in here when it's our worship hour. Now, if they want to stay after service over and in the fellowship hall or wherever you want to assemble for them to talk to you, that's one thing. But they don't do it during your worship hour. But the preachers allow it to happen. Why? Because they want political favors when it comes to the politician. It's time out for all of that. We're going to keep pushing it. And to Warner Murphy, I invite you, come on. Like anybody else, call me. Come on in. And let's see what you got to say. But you know I know you. And I know you well. And I'll be glad to talk to you. Oh, I know you. I'm Jennings Bernard. You've been listening to Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. Give me a call if you would like, 901-288-5779. If not, you can comment. And I want to thank all of you. And I put it on my post today for all of you, and there's many of you, that have sent me friend requests. I thank God for you. And when a spot come available, some of you would drop off because you don't like what I'm saying. And I understand that. But there's a line of people that have sent me requests to come on. So some have dropped off, and I friend the other and give them an opportunity. Some have came over and I removed because of the negativity as opposed to the positive. If you're negative about what we are trying to do, then yeah, I'll remove you and then I add somebody else. But I got a list of people that's waiting. And I want to say to those people, be patient. I hear you, I see you, that you want to be a part of this. And I thank you, and I thank all the people, to the thousands every month in the report that I get from Facebook as to how many views. And it's in the thousands. Right now, we're over 50,000 right now. And we're coming up this week to the end. We're over 50,000 views in this 28-day period that they keep up with. And I want you all to know I appreciate you for watching and listening and sharing. And by the way, you can subscribe to this program and to the other outlets that we are on: YouTube, X, Spotify. We have so many outlets that if you miss the live one, you can see it on Facebook, you can see it on YouTube at memphisrealtalk.com. If you say memphisrealtalk.com, that will take you to the website. If you go to YouTube and say memphisrealtalk.com, it will pull the channel up. And these programs would be that. The same with X and Spotify. We're trying to do the things that make it better for you. And we're going to do it and continue to do it. All right, caller, you on the air. Go ahead. Now, Mudge, what's going on, the brother George? Something about your drug testing thing. All right, let's talk about it. Okay. I don't think you should be drug testing before they are written off. I think they should be doing, it would be mandatory to do at least 2 or 3 random drug testing during that period they're in. And if someone positive, they shouldn't be allowed to be in politics again. Well, I agree with you. I'm not saying drug test them before they get in there. I'm saying to them, drug test them at least 3 times a year. Yeah, you go along with that. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, because you went to sheriff department, you worked in the correction. Periodically, they will walk to you and say, Bernard, come follow me. That's right. And I'll go, where we going? He says, it's time we ran the drug testing. We put in people. I said, okay, no problem. No problem. I go in there and do what I do and come back out. But I get the thought that for a black man to be as bold as I was, I had to be on drugs. And so I said, hey man, anytime you want, just let me know. You can wake me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and give me a drug test. It didn't matter to me. But I think that's a good thing because anytime, George, when someone says to you that they think they need to pass a law that you can grow marijuana in your backyard as long as you only have 15 plants. Now you keep in mind, if they pass a law that says I can have 15 plants, do you think I'm gonna just plant 15? But you know that some gun there should be he should be drug tested put out of business. Yeah. So all you know, just think about this now. If the man that got he probably have children. Mm-hmm. I mean, you gonna plant 15 plants or be allowed to plant 15 plants of marijuana in your backyard. What is that gonna say to your children? It's okay to smoke marijuana. Mm-hmm. You know, if you smoke marijuana, you're gonna try something else. You're gonna try something else. Yeah. You know, and that's I mean, why do we keep gonna put these things that hinder our progress? Why should we want to put these things before our people? You know, that's insane. Well, you just made a powerful statement. Why do they want to do it to our people? Right. You know what I said earlier? I said that they want to keep their foot on our neck. And I look at the politicians. I say it all the time. The mentality of the Jim Crow back in the day, that mentality is with our people that represent us now because they want to keep their foot on our neck, just like Jim Crow did back in the day. And a lot of people say, man, wait a minute. What are you saying? I'm saying to you, anybody that denies you the representation that you need and they're keeping you down, and you can look at your community and see your community in chaos, they're no better than Jim Crow because they're keeping you down. And it's time for us to start waking up, Joy. And we got this opportunity, man, to think about who we're going to put into office. But think about the people who really care about you versus the people who don't care about you. And if you say to me right now, there are people in office that care about me, and I look in your community and there's potholes everywhere, the blight is everywhere, crime is up in your community, they're not representing you, Joy. What problem is, we vote for people who do not come to us and say, what can I do to help you? I'm elected. Mm-hmm. Some of the things that you are concerned about. But I don't never see where people are holding town hall meetings for the election. So they get out, they put a flyer out, and they put but they need to stop these old sheets of paper that tell you who to vote for. Yeah, they'll balance. Put your name up. And these people carry those things to the ballot box. Mm-hmm. They say, vote this person. And that's who they vote for. But people, we should make people earn our vote. We should earn our vote. You come and sit before me and tell me what you gonna do for me. Mm-hmm. What you gonna do for me? You know, but no, but we let sit down, take a piece of paper in there and say, well, I don't know who these people are to put them out. Democratic or whatever they call themselves. Put out this big old list, and tell you who to vote for. But you never see the Republican people doing that. You never see them doing it. They don't do it. Only the black folks that's trying to get in office. Trying to get in office. You don't have anybody else go to name in the list. You don't have to be certified by a party or something. Well, I'm getting elected. Go ahead, I'm listening. Yeah, but I don't. But they go.
ballot of who you want to vote for. No, that person should go to the community and hold a agree what he's going to do for us. So, I'm going to tell him what I need him to do for me, what I want to see him do. You know, and I would make him commit to it. We should make him commit to it. And if he don't come commit to it, then we can hold his feet to the fire.
Well, I'm just looking here, George, for a minute here. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I see here that I didn't have my response set up, but I'm looking at Robert Lee. And Robert Lee says that the mayor is selling the city away because of the public is not looking or believe we can do any better. In other words, people are saying that Robert is a good friend of mine, been a friend of mine a long time. And he just believes that the city is still ranked number one, the most violent city in America. Even though we have the help of the task force, they're doing what they're doing. But we still hold that number one ranking. And this is what I like. I like to see people talking about what's going on in this city and what needs to be done. Now, George, give me your opinion. And Robert, if you're still listening, I want you to call in and give me your opinion. And that's what I want to hear from you all. What do you think we are heading? And why is it, George, that we still the most violent city in America?
I've always said it's because of our school, our schools, it's our education. Young people are not, they're not being educated right. When a child get bored, don't want to go to school, he drop out.
Mm.
And then when he drops out, he's not learning. He hasn't learned anything anyway, but he gonna miss out on life.
Well,
if we educate our children, if we educate them while they're in school, and let them, and for the things that's gonna help them through life, we wouldn't be in this position.
But George, do you believe that it comes down to the parenting? In other words, you think about it, your mother, my father, both of them, they are gone. They taught us there were certain rules that we couldn't do in our house, and there's certain ways that we had to act when we go to school. And if we acted a certain way, when it came time and they found out we acted fool, then they took care of us. But not.
With a bell.
Mm-hmm. And nowadays, you got so many laws in place that, first of all, you got parents that really don't care one way or the other. And I have to say that because when you go and see people that don't even care about their kids to even go and find out what's going on, then the kids say, well, hey, mom and daddy don't care, then why should I care?
See, to me, I don't think the whole system cares about these kids dropping out. You know, every child doesn't want to go to college. They can't go to college. But that child can be a mechanic, can be a plumber, can be a welder.
Mm-hmm.
They put them programs back in school. We had brick mason.
Oh, yeah.
I took brick mason in school. And I got my certification as a brick mason.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out when you 3-4 stories high, all my job was to bring the corners up. Build a corner and the other guys fill in the middle. Found out when I got a 4 and 6, 7, 10 feet above the ground, that was my job for me. Right. But I had a trade. And it was 18 years old. 1966. Anyway, I was being paid $9 an hour. I was a plate maker. And that's what that guy paid me. He don't pay you to drink no water. I pay you to lay brick. You know, but I didn't took my water up there with me.
Right.
We need to get these programs like plumbing, welding. Those need to be in the schools for the person that is not going to go to college.
Right.
Schools now are just set up so when you finish, you go into college. Everybody's not college material.
Right.
School system should.
Well, Mr. George, I agree with you. Look, let me see if I can get somebody else in here. All right, hey, you too, and I appreciate you calling. Take care. All right. 901-288-5779. I would like to hear from you, Robert. Robert Lee, give me a call in these last few minutes of the program. Would like to hear what you got to say. I see what you said a lot as it relates to the crime rate in the United States. It's the number one most violent city in America. If you want to call me, you can call me 901-288-5779, and I appreciate Mr. George who called in and gave his opinion. I appreciate you all who are leaving comments as well. It's all about you. This program is about you. It's about making a difference in this community. Wake up. I charge everyone who's on Facebook. You have a platform. Use your platform. People who respect you, listen to you. And those who listen, you are educating them to make this city a better city, to get politicians in. Yes, by all means, I don't want to drug test somebody before they get elected. But I do say that if a person get elected, should be at least 3 times randomly be drug tested. And if they're on drugs, then you got a problem. Because I don't want anybody sitting on a bench or sitting in a chair in the city house, city council, county commission, state representative that's high. They're high. And they're representing you. I have a problem with that. It's something that I'm throwing out. It's something that the politicians don't want. There's a lot of recreational, illegal marijuana smoking going on. And I'll just say that, put it out there. And what do you think? Everybody say, oh, we need to do it for medicinal purposes. Well, that's up to the doctors. That's up to the legislators. When proof has been put before them that if a chronically ill patient, if medicine don't help, and medical marijuana helps them in their last days, that's something to be debated. But to grow it in your backyard, as you call, for medicinal purposes, or just for a good time Charlie purpose. And then Mr. George said something too, as it relates to the children. Do you think that if you got 15 plants, or you got plants out there, and your kids done found out that if I go out there and dig up some marijuana, done watch how daddy and mama dried out and get it, you don't think they'll get a few plants dried out and try to go sell it? Because believe me this, if you pass a law like that, some gonna smoke it, but others gonna sell it. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you paying attention and being a part of this program. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And we're going to continue to talk about these issues. I'm trying to get in contact with some of these representatives, but once this ice, there ain't no snow no more, it's ice. You slip and slide. And once you get that, then I get back downtown I'm going to get that information and we're going to bring them in here. And we're going to talk about these issues. In the words of my grandmother, she used to always say, if it's the Lord's will and the creek don't rise, we'll see you on tomorrow. But remember what I said. Trust everyone, but do not trust the devil inside of it. You've been listening to Tell the Truth and Shame the Devil. God bless. You take care.